Hello everyone, in a few minutes we'll be setting off on our trip to Palace of Calm Ambience. There are a few things I should mention before we go, so please pay careful attention. Now, there are three groups of us on this trip, and we'll be using three coaches to get to and from the palace. They each have numbers on the front, and ours is coach 2. Please check that you bought the right one, both at this end and when we come back. Otherwise, I'll be running around looking for you. So, coach 2. The palace is probably going to be very busy, so please stay close to me when we get there. If you lose me, head for the main gate, which is opposite the ticket office, and you'll find me there. Alternative, call me on my mobile phone and my mobile. The numbers in our information pack. Your pack also contains a card called Freedom Key. Keep hold of it, as you can use it to get money off in the cafes and restaurants at the palace. Now, this day the palace is a museum, but you'll be surprised to hear that people still live there. No, they are not kings or queens, but local people who work at the palace, and their families. Many of them wear traditional clothes, so they make a great subject for a photograph. But please ask them if it's okay before doing this. These people may also offer to sell you a small wooden and stone statues that they've made. They make lovely souvenirs. They'll probably ask you for about $20 or so for this, but it's perfectly acceptable indeed. It's usually expected to offer them that 13% below the asking price would be an acceptable figure. But please don't try to go lower than that. The statues, by the way, are a copy of the large statue of King Hupukrata, which is just inside the main gate. A quick word of warning: this is of great significance to the locals, and while nobody will object to you photographing it, they don't like people touching it. So hands firmly in pockets when you walk past him, please. Okay, so that's the boring stuff all of the way. Does anyone have any question about Track 19? I'd like to briefly tell you about a few of the main attractions at the palace. You'll find these on the map in your information packs. Now, one of the first things you'll see is the statue of King Sushaptar, which I just mentioned. This is on the right hand side of the monument court. The main square inside the palace grabs a monument court, so called because of the many statues of kings, queens, and other historical figures there. Dating back to 123 BCE, the king statue is 6 meters high, made of stone with a layer of gold, the dotted with jewels. That's genuine gold, by the way, not just paint. Unfortunately, the jewels are made of glass. The original were stolen many centuries ago. Just beyond the court is the Temple of the Sun. This is the oldest part of the palace and is estimated to be about 2,700 years ago. It originally had a roof, but now there are chests on the columns that supported it. There are 113 of them altogether, each one rising between 20 and 25 meters from the ground to support a frame of iron bars on which the roof originally rested. So to the left of the temple of the sun is the new palace, and it's here that you'll find the royal chambers. It's called the new palace because it's the newest part of the palace complex, although it was actually completed in 1346, which makes it quite old. Really, anyway, the royal chambers were where kings and queens from the middle of the 14th century had their private rooms, bedrooms, bathrooms, things like that. It was also where they would have kept all these valuables, although this has now been moved to the Palace Museum, which is also worth a visit. This was opened in March 2010, no sorry, 2011, as well as valuables like jewelry and of other historical objects. The museum also houses an impressive collection and weapons, including a sword that is said to have belonged to King Hupuchata himself.